That was great.
I love Taylor. I
Not a
think
fan
he's
of the
awesome.
harmonica.
Coach Mortensen.
That's my favorite part. I don't know who that is.
Coach Alex Mortensen.
Oh, UAB.
The UAB head coach.
No, I'm good. His dad was a sports guy on the NFL channel forever.
Nice. Greg Sankey.
He's just a commissioner. One of the most.
Next, another special News Radio WGNS broadcast.
WGNS, Murfreesboro, Smyrna, the flagship station for Blue Raider sports. From the Blue Raider Network and Van Wagner College, it's time for Middle Tennessee State University baseball. Today's game is brought to you in part by Exit Realty, Bob Lamb and Associates, and agents Brad Hopkins, Richard Lewis, Jonathan Harmon, and Chip Walters, the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, and by Middle Tennessee State University. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Blue Raider baseball.
It is a hot and sunny afternoon under the Central Texas sun, but it's only going to get hotter as we write Chapter 2 of a crucial Conference USA clash. Time is running short to gain momentum for the final month of the season, and for your Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders, the time is now to kick it into high gear. However, the Sam Houston Bearcats are as eager as ever to end the Blue Raiders' hopes of picking up a CUSA Road Series win. Can MTSU beat the Heat, or will the Bearcats burn Middle? Sam Houston, Middle Tennessee, game number 2 is on tap in just a bit. Dylan Simmons with you on the call once again here on this Saturday afternoon, and as always, it is a great day for Blue Raider baseball. Last night, Sam Houston was able to outlast MTSU by a score of 6-3, and a large part of that was thanks to a fantastic performance on the mound from the Bearcats' ace, Ryan Peterson. Peterson went 8 innings pitched with 9 strikeouts, and it felt as though it was a night where MTSU kind of just ran into a freight train. However, today they are looking to turn that story around and fight back to even the series. And with one of their top pitchers on the mound in Chandler Alderman, the belief is very present and hopes are very high for this Blue Raider squad. Let's take a look at some of last night's stats in the 6-3 win for Sam Houston. Of course, the Bearcats did pick up the victory over MTSU, and Ryan Peterson did a tremendous job on the mound of really keeping MTSU at bay. Blue Raiders had opportunities, but they were few and far between. Peterson ended up going for 8 innings pitched with 6 hits given up, no earned runs though, and 9 strikeouts for the third-year Bearcat. Zach Johnson came in after the fact and pitched the final inning of the game with 1 inning pitched, 3 earned runs given up, and 1 walk issued. MTSU was able to fight back in the top half of the ninth and was almost able to make a comeback of sorts against the Bearcats, but unfortunately they just really ran out of time. As far as MTSU's pitching goes, David Horn Jr. was on the mound last night, had 6 innings pitched with 6 strikeouts and 3 earned runs given up. Landon Birch had an inning pitched last night in relief, gave up 1 hit. Colin Kerrigan came in for 2/3 of an inning with 2 strikeouts. And Cole Cates had a third of an inning pitched as well for MTSU in last night's game. As far as hitting goes, offense was hard to come by at points for both teams in the game, but that doesn't mean there weren't guys who did not show out for MTSU. Owen Nowak ended up with a 2-hit performance, and Cooper Clapp had a good day as well with 2 walks forced. Dean O'Neill ended up with 1 run. Clay Badalak had 2 hits, and Brett Von Dolan had the biggest swing of the day with a big 2 RBI double late in the game to help MTSU make it a little bit more interesting against the Bearcats. So those are going to be some guys to watch out for today for MTSU. Meanwhile, for Sam Houston, Ryan Frandon was the big story with 2 RBIs, including a solo home run shot, had 2 hits for Sam Houston in the contest, and Hunter Alvord was big time at shortstop yesterday, both in the infield and with the bat, had 2 hits along with 1 run, and Kirby Orth was a little bit of a shocker, ended up with a big RBI single that helped the Bearcats to stretch what was a 1-0 lead, eventually turned it into a 3-0 lead, and from that, Sam Houston was able to take the victory in yesterday's contest. So those are your stats from last night's game. As far as players to watch for today's contest, I would say that both Brett Von Dolen and Brett Rogers, with what they were able to do last night, are going to be two guys to keep an eye on. And I would also watch out for Tyler Minnick, who I got to talk to before the game today. You'll hear from him a little bit earlier, or a little bit later on, I should say, in our pregame broadcast. And he had some very interesting things to say about last night's game and what he wants to see from MTSU tonight. So stay tuned for all of that. But those are some guys you want to keep an eye on for MTSU. And, of course, Chandler Alderman on the mound, who we know can certainly get it done for the Blue Raiders. Most innings pitched on the team, some of the highest strikeout totals on the team, and a guy who just simply brings it every time he steps onto the mound. And the Southpaw will be looking for another signature performance against a team he knows very well in Sam Houston. It was just last year, as a matter of fact, that he pitched for 7 innings with 6 strikeouts and just 1 earned run given up to the Bearcats. So he is very well aware of what Sam Houston brings to the table and has had success against them in the past. Meanwhile, the Bearcats will have Tyler Wrighton on the mound for this game, standing at 5'11", 180 pounds, out of League City, Texas. He is a sophomore with a 5.70 ERA, a 2-4 record, 36 1/3 innings pitched. Will be making his 11th appearance on the season with 29 total strikeouts. His season high is 6 innings pitched versus New Mexico State back on April 18th. He also had 6 strikeouts against FIU. That was back on March 21st. But he's going to have a different kind of challenge facing off with MTSU today, considering the great amount of talent that these bats can show at any given time. And it's kind of an interesting uniform matchup as well. Last night, MTSU was in their black uniforms. Tonight, Sam Houston, or I should say this afternoon, Sam Houston, with black shirts and orange numbers. MTSU in their traditional blue shirts with gray pants. So a nice classic look for MTSU on the road today in what should be a fantastic afternoon of baseball here in Huntsville, Texas. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll hear from Tyler Minnick on what MTSU needs to do to be successful today, and we'll give you your Ascend starting lineups. All that and more coming up on the Blue Raider pregame show on the Blue Raider Network from Van Wagner.
At Middle Tennessee Electric, we see the lines that link us all, illuminating our neighborhoods, empowering our businesses, and helping us to recharge. Because we believe in the power of good energy. Whether it comes from our grids, the sun, or a kind heart. And as your family and our region continue to grow, you can trust that we'll always be there for you. Middle Tennessee Electric, bringing good energy.
Hey Blue Raider fans, this is Brad Hopkins with Exit Realty Bob Lamb & Associates. Winning in real estate is a lot like football. Good coaching and recruiting a great team are the keys. I put together a team of lenders, inspectors, and home professionals to help you succeed. Let me coach you through this process and make sure you come out a winner. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest, I am here to help you win. Visit BradHopkinsHomes.com or call 615-556-9239 to find out more.
Las Casas Drugs is a proud sponsor of Blue Raider Athletics, located at 4702 Las Casas Pike, just minutes from Murfreesboro. Las Casas Drugs strives to provide all of your pharmaceutical needs in that hometown atmosphere you deserve. Family-owned and operated, Las Casas Drugs offers free delivery, immunizations, drive-through window, gift shop, merchandise, and medication management programs. Come by and see how we can make a difference. And go Blue Raiders!
Bring your game day style courtside with a stop at Lightning's locker room on the concourse. From bold new drops to timeless campus classics, we've got everything you need to turn heads from class to tip-off. Whether you're rocking a hoodie in the student section or sporting a tee around town, your look says it loud. You're here for the wins, the energy, and the tradition. So step up your style and your spirit, because at Lightning's locker room, the season never slows down, and every fan plays a part in the hype. Let's make every day feel like game day.
The Blue Raiders are on News Radio WGNS.
Indeed, Indeed they are, and welcome back here to Huntsville, Texas at Don Sanders Stadium. Dylan Simmons with you on our Blue Raider pregame show as Middle Tennessee and Sam Houston set for game number 2 of an electrifying Conference USA series. MTSU looking to even things up here in the Lone Star State. Well, I got to talk with Tyler Minnick before our game today about last night's contest and what MTSU needs to do to turn things around today against the Bearcats. So you'll hear from him in just a second and what he thinks MTSU needs to get done here in today's contest.
But what did you take away from last night's defeat that you guys are looking to put in place for today's game?
Yeah, honestly, I didn't think we played very poorly last night. I think a couple things didn't go our ways. We had a couple really close calls that went away to Sam Houston, but I thought we were in the game the entire time. We didn't give up. We put up a 3 spot in the 9th inning, so I thought that was really good. And I just think we just have to keep the same process we have, and I think if we do that, we'll have a very good result today.
Anything interesting that the coaches told you that you guys may be looking to apply today that you didn't see maybe last night?
Not too much. I mean, last night they had one of the best pitchers in the conference on the mound. It was obviously really good, and we were trying to do our best with them. I thought we did a couple of really good jobs. Just left a couple runners at second, a couple just great throws by the right fielder, kind of killed some innings for us. But for the most part, it was honestly just the same thing. Just keep playing hard, keep trying to do the best that we can, and we know the guys that they got on the mound, and we know that we got Chandler on the mound, so it's just having that confidence.
It always helps to have a guy like Chandler Alderman on the mound. Now, what's the prevailing attitude and mentality from the team going into today's game?
Very motivated, obviously. I felt like we played better than what the score showed yesterday, so I think all the guys are very motivated, and obviously Chandler is going to be that cool, calm, collected guy on the mound where you know what you're going to get from him. So for us, we're just trying to get out to a hot start. We put up a couple in the first couple innings and see where it goes.
I was about to say, how important is it for you guys to get off to a quick start in today's game?
Yeah, no, it's very good. Obviously, their pitchers acted well at the beginning of the game yesterday, and so we're going to try and disrupt that a little bit. I think we have a great game plan. Coach Nichols and our hitters meeting, we went over what we need to do, and so we're just going to try and execute that.
All right, should be a fun one, Tyler. Go get him.
Awesome, thank you.
All right, and that was Tyler Minnick here on the Blue Raider pregame show. We appreciate Tyler taking time to talk to us here on this Saturday afternoon. Of course, he and the rest of this Blue Raider squad are jazzed about the opportunity to potentially even up the series with the Sam Houston Bearcats. But if you're going to get that done, then you have to play consistency and you have to be opportunistic in your hitting. We'll see if MTSU is able to do all of that. Let's take a quick look at the Ascend starting lineups. Ascend Federal Credit Union is the exclusive credit union of Blue Raider Athletics. Learn more at ascend.org. We will start with Sam Houston. They will have Ryan Frandon back at third base, who was great last night. Jarrett Curtis in center field. Cade Corcoran will be at first base. Nathan Fink is the DH. Sean Basmore in right field. Hunter Alvord is the shortstop. Wes Baker the catcher. Kirby Orr the left fielder. Jace Martinez at second base for Sam Houston. Meanwhile, for Middle Tennessee, Owen Nowak will be the center fielder. Cooper Clapp will be at second base. Tyler Minnick behind the dish at catcher. Brett Rogers is the right fielder. Dean O'Neill at first base, Nathan Brewer in left field, and Lane Akers the DH, with Vaughn Dolan at third and Clay Badalak at short. We're going to take one more 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we will have Blue Raider Baseball live from Huntsville. Don't go anywhere.
Hey folks, it's Chip Walters from Exit Realty Bob Lamb & Associates, helping Middle Tennessee make smart moves in a fast-moving market. Whether you're buying, selling, or just exploring your options, you deserve someone who knows this community and treats your goals like their own. From first-timers to long-time homeowners, I'm here to guide you with clarity, confidence, and a steady hand. When you're ready to make the next move, start with someone you trust. Visit ChooseChip.net and let's make your 2026 move the right move.
Nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity that could have changed your life. Maybe you're just graduating high school, or are working and need to earn a degree to advance your career. Or you aspire to be a leader, and a graduate degree can make that happen. Whether you're just starting out or retooling for the future, Middle Tennessee State University can help you get there. MTSU, the University of Opportunities.
Will Fraley, attorney at law, has experience you can count on. Former Blue Raider baseball player and MTSU alum Will Fraley serves Murfreesboro and the surrounding communities. Put a strong and experienced legal fighter on your case. Give Will Fraley a call and he can handle all of your legal matters, including criminal and domestic or family law. Visit willfraleylaw.com or call 615-410-7290.
When the arena lights dim for a concert, or when the crowd becomes one at a big game, you can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person that will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's the person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to get you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
WGNS, Murfreesboro, Smyrna, the flagship station for Blue Raider sports. From the Blue Raider Network and Van Wagner College, it's time for Middle Tennessee State University baseball. Today's game is brought to you in part by Exit Realty, Bob Lamb and Associates, and agents Brad Hopkins, Richard Lewis, Jonathan Harmon, and Chip Walters. The Tennessee Highway Safety Office. And by Middle Tennessee State University. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Blue Raider baseball.
Game number 43 of the season for Middle Tennessee baseball is on tap here in Huntsville, Texas today as MTSU gets set for Game 2 of the series against the Sam Houston Bearcats. Dylan Simmons with you on this Saturday afternoon. Hope you're enjoying the show from wherever you're listening from today, and hopefully we've got a Blue Raider win coming your way shortly here in just a little bit. Last night, MTSU unable to pick up the win against Sam Houston, but there were positive signs late in the game. After Ryan Peterson, the staff ace, and maybe the best pitcher in Conference USA, was subbed out, MTSU was able to have a lot of success in just one inning, got 3 runs on the Bearcats and their relief pitcher, Zach Johnson. So I think the hope is, if you're MTSU, that today you can use what you were able to accomplish in the top of the 9th inning as a confidence boost and use that to your advantage here in today's contest against Sam Houston. And make no mistake about it, this Blue Raider squad is eager, they are driven, and they are hungry for a victory today against Sam Houston. They want to even up this series as badly as anyone else, and they want to get that first CUSA road win of the season. Of course, you worry about the series as well, but you worry more about that tomorrow if you win today. Right now, it's all about getting the win against Sam Houston on this Saturday afternoon and atoning, quote-unquote, for what you couldn't do last night. So that's what MTSU is going to be looking to do today, and they've got a usual steady crew to combat whatever Sam Houston has to bring. Of course, Tyler Ryden is on the mound. We talked about him in the pregame show. Leading off for MTSU, as per usual, will be Owen Nowak. He's got Cooper Clapp right behind him. Tyler Minnick is in the 3 spot for today's game. Brett Rogers will be in the cleanup spot for MTSU. And it's a little bit different from what we saw yesterday. Tyler Minnick was in the 4 spot in yesterday's game, now in the 3, with Brett Rogers being in the 4 spot. Otherwise, though, it's about the same for MTSU as far as batters goes. Lane Akers will be down in the 7 spot with Cooper Clapp now up at the 2 spot in this game. So another lineup change from that standpoint. We'll see how that affects MTSU in today's contest, and sometimes those things have a huge impact. Other times it maybe doesn't have as big of a change as you hope it would, but this MTSU team, they're willing to do whatever it takes to pick up this victory, and I think that those changes speak to this team's desire to think outside of the box in this game. But most important thing is you just got to take care of business against this Bearcat squad, who is now tied in the CUSA standings with MTSU at 8 and 11. We'll go over some more CUSA scores later in the broadcast, but it is very imperative for both of these teams to win this series and set themselves up for what should be a big final month of the regular season. All right, so here we go. Owen Nowak will make his way into the batter's box, and we'll get set for the second chapter of this series in the Lone Star State between Sam Houston and MTSU. Off we go. And this pitch is going to be delivered a little bit inside. Count goes to 1-0. Again, it is Tyler Ryden on the mound for the now 19-23 Sam Houston Bearcats. MTSU 21-21 overall. Nowak check swing, and that one's right down the middle for a strike. 89-mile-per-hour fastball. Count goes to 1-1. This game starting at about 2:03 Central Time here in Texas. Nowak, fly ball into left field. Chasing after it is Orth, and he will make the catch near the left field corner for out number 1. Nowak gave that ball a pretty good ride out into deep left field, but could not quite give it enough of a ride to get it out of the ballpark, despite the short corners here at Don Sanders Stadium. And an interesting part of this lineup today is that you've got 2 lefties in a row to start off the batting order. Now it's Cooper Clapp to the plate. .317 average on the season, and he's going to send a ground ball up the middle for a base hit. And Cooper Clapp claps back for MTSU with a 1-out single here in the top of the first. Great piece of hitting by Cooper Clapp. It skipped right by Tyler Ryden on the mound and then quickly got into center field. And that is how you make a statement as the number 2 batter in the order. That'll send on Tyler Minnick, who we spoke with in the pregame show. And the right fielder has a lot on his mind right here, or catcher, I should say. Folks, for whatever reason, I put down right fielder in my book. And I don't know what I was thinking. He's obviously the catcher. So, hey, sometimes us broadcasters just lose our mind. Counts 1-0. Minnick, fly ball deep into left field. Orth camping underneath it, and he will make the catch before the warning track for out number 2. So 2 flyouts for MTSU here in this top half of the first inning. We saw a few of those early in the game yesterday as well against Ryan Peterson, and a similar story so far against Tyler Ryden. Here comes Brett Rogers, one of the big success spots for MTSU yesterday, as he was able to get a couple of hits along with an RBI in the game against the Bearcats, and now hoping for an even better day 2 against this Sam Houston squad. Pitch is low here on a fastball. Count goes to 1-0. Rogers, of course, the man out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, had a solo home run in Game 1 versus Sam Houston last year. Check swing, and that fastball missed the zone by just a bit to the inside, and the count goes to 2-0. Middle Tennessee was swept by Sam Houston last time they came to Huntsville in 2024. They want to avoid that fate here on Saturday and Sunday. 2-0. And here's a ground ball right side, bobbled by the second baseman, throwing on to first and getting the out just barely was Jace Martinez, and that will do it for the top half of the first inning. Martinez almost committed an E4, but got the ball back just in the nick of time, and as a result, the top of the first inning is over. MTSU gets 1 single from Cooper Clapp, but nothing else otherwise. Your score 0-0. Back for the bottom of the first, and Chandler Alderman when we come back on the Blue Raider Network from Van Wagner.
Locally grown, Blue Raider proud. This is Jonathan Harmon with the J. Harmon Home Team. As an MTSU alumnus and lifelong Rutherford County resident, I bring the heart of a teacher, the grit of a Blue Raider, and over 15 years of real estate experience to every client. Honest to a fault, connected to the community, and driven to serve. I don't just help you buy or sell, I help you understand every step. The J. Harmon Home Team, where real estate meets real talk.
Las Casas Drugs is a proud sponsor of Blue Raider Athletics, located at 4702 Las Casas Pike, just minutes from Murfreesboro. Las Casas Drugs strives to provide all of your pharmaceutical needs in that hometown atmosphere you deserve. Family-owned and operated, Las Casas Drugs offers free delivery, immunizations, drive-through window, gift shop, merchandise, and medication management programs. Come by and see how we can make a difference. And go Blue Raiders!
Rutherford County's MTSU station, News Radio WGNS.
Welcome back to the Lone Star State. Dylan Simmons with you in the bottom half of the first inning. This is Blue Raider Baseball And it's a 0-0 game through one frame of action so far. MTSU got one single from Cooper Clapp in the top of the first, but came up empty otherwise. And on to the mound for the first time this weekend, the always incredible Chandler Alderman. Southpaw's got a 4.14 ERA on the season, a 2-2 record, 45 2/3 innings pitched, along with 27 strikeouts. Had a season-high 7 innings pitched with 5 Ks against UAB back on March the 7th. And as I mentioned on the pregame show, he had 7 innings pitched with 6 strikeouts and 1 earned run allowed against Sam Houston in Game 1 last year in Murfreesboro. So he knows these Bearcats well, and he's hoping to put his knowledge and his experience to good use right here against a feisty Sam Houston squad who is now tied with them in the conference standings. But those aren't the only teams at 8-11. Western Kentucky, New Mexico State also at 8-11. Kennesaw State right below all of those teams at 7-12. So Madhouse right now in the middle of the conference. Ryan Frandon is at the plate. Leadoff man in the order for the Bearcats. Had a solo home run yesterday, and he's going to deliver a liner into right field today to lead things off. Just like that, Sam Houston's got a leadoff single on a nice piece of hitting from Ryan Frandon, picking up from where he left off yesterday, and Sam Houston immediately with a runner aboard. That'll send on Jarek Curtis. And that was hit very well off the bat of Frandon on an initial fastball from Alderman. Didn't take long for Sam Houston to already find some success against a man they had a lot of trouble with last year. But this is an entirely different Sam Houston team. Curtis showed bunt for a moment, missed the ball, and the fastball went by him to bring the count to 1-0. Just missed by Alderman on the fastball. As I mentioned on yesterday's broadcast, this team of Sam Houston with 18 new players, 9 freshmen, and 9 transfers that they brought in over the offseason. 1-0 pitch. Here's a chopper left side. Von Dolen's got it, throws to second for 1 out. Chance to turn 2 is not going to be taken. Instead, it'll be Cooper Clapp holding on to the baseball, but they do get the out at second base. Curtis will advance to first on a fielder's choice. And there's 1 away for the Bearcats here in the bottom half of the first inning. But that was still a smart play by Clapp. He didn't want to risk it in that situation. And with Curtis's speed, which we've heard a lot about this weekend, you know that he's got the capability to get there. And with how late it already was, I don't blame Clapp for keeping that in. But they do get the leadoff runner, and there's 1 down as Cade Corcoran comes to the plate. And Corcoran will watch a nice breaking ball from Alderman go by as the count goes to 0-1. Corcoran with a .278 average on the season, a .383 on-base percentage, .813 OPS for the first baseman. Lefty batter in the order for Sam Houston. Second we've already seen along with Ryan Frandon. So it's a lefty versus lefty situation as Alderman's fastball misses the zone, counts 1-1. There will be at least 1 more lefty, Kirby Orth, and then Wes Baker, who was a lefty yesterday, listed as a switch hitter. Imagine he'll be resuming his spot from yesterday's game, counts 1-1. As Curtis quickly gets back to first base. It's another hot day in Texas. A lot of the fans who've made the journey out here have their fans around, trying to beat the perspiration off of their faces. It's around 90 degrees, and Curtis may be caught in no man's land as he tries to get to second base. It's a rundown for MTSU, trying to tag Curtis as he slides back. Was Badalak, and he got to him for the out. Jarrett Curtis tried to take off in order to get to second base. We saw the Bearcats do that a lot yesterday, and MTSU was ready for it. Alderman recognized it, got it to O'Neal, and they quickly put Curtis in the rundown and got the out. 2 away here in the bottom half of the first inning. A brilliant job by Alderman to recognize the situation, and Sam Houston's usual shiftiness ends up backfiring on him right there. So the count is at 1-1 after that pickoff. Swing and a miss, and the count goes to 1-2 on Cade Corcoran. Corcoran, the first baseman, looking for hit number 43 on the year with 45 strikeouts to his name as well. He struck out more than any other Bearcat on this squad. MTSU looking to make this a quick bottom of the first with Alderman. 1-2 pitch, fastball just low, count goes to 2-2. Chandler Alderman out of Poplar Grove, Illinois, played at North Boone High School, 6'5", 230, impressive frame on the mound, and a cannon of an arm. Unleashes a breaking ball just wide, just outside, and the count runs full. So a 3-2 coming up for Chandler Alderman and MTSU. Blue Raiders number 4 in the conference in team ERA at 4.81 right now. Alderman trying to increase that. Payoff pitch. Here's a drive into right field for a base hit. Cade Corcoran lifted it right over the head of Cooper Clapp, and it's the second single of the inning for Sam Houston. It was first Frandon and then Corcoran who've gotten singles in 2 of the first 3 batters for Sam Houston in this game. Cleanup man in the order, Nathan Fink, will come on, the redshirt junior for the Bearcats, hoping to add to what's been a somewhat impressive start for Sam Houston with the bats. They just haven't been able to capitalize on it. Alderman, I'm sure he's fine giving up the hits. He just doesn't want to give up the runs. Fastball zipped in for a strike. Count goes to 0-1. Caught the outside corner of the plate that time. Fink out of Charlottesville, Virginia. Played at both Florida and Ole Miss in the past. Got an 0-1 here. In fact, Fink is a little bit of a traveler. Been to a lot of different places, but has made the most of his time. He also played at IMG Academy back in his prep days, where he had a .381 average, 4 home runs, and 32 RBIs to his credit. Third team All-State. 1-1. High fly ball deep to left field. This ball is out of here. Nathan Fink drills a 2-run home run over the left field corner and gives the Bearcats a 2-0 lead here in the bottom half of the first inning. There was a little bit of hesitation on the call from the home plate umpire because the ball was drifting over that left field foul pole, it looked like, but it just stayed inside the foul pole for the home run. 2-0 Cats on top, and much like yesterday, early on in the game, Sam Houston gets a home run shot to get separation on the Blue Raiders. What a hit by Nathan Fink. It's his 5th home run of the season, and he drilled that one. The only question was whether or not it was going to stay inside the pole, which it did. That'll send on Sean Bazemore, who will check his swing here. Misses the ball. Count goes to 1-1 after the fastball from Alderman. But that is just not what you want to see if you're MTSU early on. Already down to this Bearcat squad who's been so good in situations like these whenever they grab the early lead at just keeping that lead. Counts at 1-2. They did it a lot last weekend against New Mexico State as well. Breaking ball by Alderman, a little outside, and the count goes to 2-2. Alderman hoping that that's the last time that Sam Houston gets a home run today. Here is a ground ball to short. Off-balance throw by Badalak, a long way to go, and he was able to get the out. What a throw by Clay Badalak to get the 6-3 on Sean Bazemore. Had to run up for it pretty close to third base, and then off his back foot, heave a miracle throw to Dean O'Neill to get the out, and that'll end the first inning. However, for Sam Houston, a 2-run home run from Nathan Fink, the designated hitter, has the Bearcats on top by a score of 2-0. We'll see what MTSU's got waiting in the top of the second when we come back in 1 minute on the Blue Raider Network from Van Wagner.
Bring your game day style courtside with a stop at Lightning's locker room on the concourse. From bold new drops to timeless campus classics, we've got everything you need to turn heads from class to tip-off. Whether you're rocking a hoodie in the student section or sporting a tee around town, your look says it loud. You're here for the wins, the energy, and the tradition. So step up your style and your spirit, because at Lightning's locker room, the season never slows down, and every fan plays a part in the hype. Let's make every day feel like game day.
The Blue Raiders are winners in the classroom, on the field, and the courts. Richard Lewis here. I want you to win in real estate also. Buying, selling, auction here in Tennessee, or along the Gulf Coast, a second home, or investing. Give me a call to help start that winning process. 615-319-9981. Oh, I'm never too busy for your referrals. Richard Lewis, Exit Realty, Bob Lamb & Associates.
The Blue Raiders play here. News Radio WGNS.
Back for the top half of the second here in Huntsville, Texas. Dylan Simmons on the call, and so far through one inning, the Sam Houston Bearcats on top by a score of 2-0 after a 2-run home run from Nathan Fink just a few moments ago. But if there's a guy on this MTSU roster that knows a thing or two about home runs, it's Dean O'Neill. He's got 10 of them on the season, and he'll try to add another one here against Tyler Ryden and Sam Houston. Leadoff man in the order for this inning. It'll be 5, 6, and 7 due up for MTSU. O'Neill, Nathan Brewer, and Lane Akers. Here's a ground ball to short, picked up by Alvord, who throws on to first for an easy 6-3 for Sam Houston. Talked to Dean yesterday in our pregame show, and he, along with the rest of the team, was very eager to prove what they could do on the road this weekend. Long way away from home here in Texas. First plane trip they've had to take this season as well. So far, Sam Houston has had their number. Still a long way to go today, though. And MTSU's just waiting to burst the pipe. There's a strike. Count goes to 0-1 off another great fastball from Tyler Ryden. Nathan Brewer, the left fielder, always has that big play potential. Famous son of Mudcat. Swings and miss here. Count goes to 1-1. Brewer entered the weekend with a .279 average and 30 RBIs to go along with 39 total hits. Facing an 0-2 count and a swing and a miss and a strikeout. Caught swinging on that strikeout by Tyler Ryden, and that's 2 away just like that here in the top half of the second inning. We talked about Tyler Ryden in the pregame show and what he's been able to do. Last year he had 15 appearances with 2 games started, a 6-8 record, 76 strikeouts, 75 and 2/3 innings pitched, along with the 4.28 ERA. And he's only increased those stats this year as Akers up to plate, fouls this one off. Count goes to 0-1. Of course, Lane was all the way up at number 2 in the lineup yesterday, at the number 7 spot today. 0-1 count, pitch is high and tight. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Akers still looking for that first big hit of the weekend. Somewhat struggled yesterday in the 2 spot. Went 0 for 4. Pops this one up. It's going to be fouled somewhere back behind us in the press box, and you may have just heard it slam the roof of the press box. So with all that, the count will be 1-2 with the 2 outs. MTSU got 1 hit back in the first inning off the bat of Cooper Clapp. Can Akers get hit number 2? 1-2 pitch, and that's a strikeout looking on Lane Akers on a 91 miles per hour fastball. Tyler Ryden with 2 straight strikeouts to end the top of the second, and MTSU gets 1-2-3. So off to the bottom half of the second we go with the score still Sam Houston 2, Middle Tennessee 0. Back in 1 minute on the Blue Raider Network from Van Wagner.
At State Farm, when home and auto work as a team, you score and save money. I'm State Farm agent Andy Wama. Give me a call at 615-890-0850 and let's work together to win big by saving money on home and auto. With the service you get from State Farm, you might think our car insurance costs more. I'm State Farm agent Andy Wama. Give me a call at 615-890-0850 and let me show you with discounts up to 40%. You may find it even costs less.
At Middle Tennessee Electric, we see the lines that link us all, illuminating our neighborhoods, empowering our businesses, and helping us to recharge. because we believe in the power of good energy. Whether it comes from our grids, the sun, or a kind heart. And as your family and our region continue to grow, you can trust that we'll always be there for you. Middle Tennessee Electric, bringing good energy.
WGNS, the flagship station for Blue Raider sports.
Back here at Don Sanders Stadium, Dylan Simmons on the call, and the Sam Houston Bearcats on top of your Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders by a score of 2-0 as we head to the bottom half of the second inning. Middle Tennessee 1-2-3'd by Tyler Ryden and company just a few moments ago. Hunter Alvord will lead off in this frame, the number 6 man in the order for the Bearcats. Taking on Chandler Alderman, who delivers a nice breaking ball for a strike, counts 0-1. It'll be Alvord, Wes Baker, and Kirby Orth due up in the order to start this frame for Sam Houston. Of course, Jerry Myers back in the dugout today, as this is going to be a line shot into right center field for a base hit by Alvord. And Sam Houston's hitting success continues in the early portions of this game. Already 4 hits for the Bearcats against the stout Chandler Alderman. What a performance so far. Already a hit from Frandon, Cade Corcoran, Nathan Fink's 2-run home run, and now Hunter Alvord adds another single. Wes Baker will come on, the catcher for Sam Houston. But as I was saying, Jerry Myers back in the dugout today after he was thrown out of yesterday's game after arguing a call on what could have been a Clay Badalack double. Was instead thrown out as he was trying to get to second base. Myers didn't appreciate the call and ended up having to leave the premises because of it. Counts at 0-1. Runner at first is Alvord. And Alderman, who's already been able to pick off one runner today, tried to get Alvord, who has stolen 18 bases this season and has only been caught stealing 3 times. So an 85% success rate. I'm sure Alderman understands his willingness to go for second. Counts 0-1. And this fastball is zipped to the outside. Count evens at 1-1. Another great crowd here today. A lot of orange, of course, here at Don Sanders Stadium. Still do see a little bit of blue, though. More centered towards the right side of the stadium are the MTSU fans, as Alderman takes another look back at first. As hard as it is to believe, MTSU only has one more road series after this game in the regular season when they play FIU in Miami in 2 weekends. I'll be down there for that one as well. Here's a ground ball to second, chance for double play. Underhand toss to Badalack, throw to first, in time for the double play. 4-6-3 for MTSU. And that is how you change the dynamic just a little bit here in Huntsville, Texas. So Wes Baker grounds out into that double play. Alvord taken out at second base. And the Blue Raiders now with 2 away on the Bearcats here in the bottom half of the second inning. And that was a great job by Cooper Clapp. Kind of had to get on his knees to collect that baseball from an awkward angle. Did that and got it quickly over to Badalack, who then flipped it to first for the great double play in the 4-6-3. Kirby Orth comes to the plate. The left fielder watches a pitch go by from Alderman, and the count goes to 1-0. But that's the sort of defensive success that can really lift your team under the right circumstances. Pitch here by Alderman low, and the count goes to 2-0. We'll see if MTSU is able to use that to their advantage and kick it into that next gear they've been looking for. Alderman fires in a nice slow fastball for a strike. Count goes to 2-1. Chandler's placement is where a lot of his success comes from, and his ability to just put the fastball in the perfect part of the zone. And he does it again right there as he targets the inside corner on the fastball, and the count goes to 2-2. Kirby Orth, another freshman on this Bearcat squad, had that big RBI single yesterday that helped spark Sam Houston's eventual win. Here's a chopper up over the mound. Badalack races after it, gets it, throws it to first, and got it there for the 6-3 and out number 3. So a really nice defensive inning for MTSU and a good job by Clay Badalak on a couple of plays. Contributed to the Wes Baker ground-out double play and then got Kirby Orth on a 6-3, a dynamic 6-3. And that'll do it for the second inning. Your score remains Sam Houston 2, Middle Tennessee nothing. Back for the top of the third in 1 minute on the Blue Raider Network from Van Wagner.
Hey Blue Raider fans, this is Brad Hopkins with Exit Realty Bob Lamb & Associates. Winning in real estate is a lot like football. Good coaching and recruiting a great team are the keys. I put together a team of lenders, inspectors, and home professionals to help you succeed. Let me coach you through this process and make sure you come out a winner. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest, I am here to help you win. Visit BradHopkinsHomes.com or call 615-556-9239 to find out more.
Las Casas Drugs is a proud sponsor of Blue Raider Athletics, located at 4702 Las Casas Pike, just minutes from Murfreesboro. Las Casas Drugs strives to provide all of your pharmaceutical needs in that hometown atmosphere you deserve. Family-owned and operated, Las Casas Drugs offers free delivery, immunizations, drive-through window, gift shop, merchandise, and medication management programs. Come by and see how we can make a difference. And go Blue Raiders.
You're listening to MTSU Sports on WGNS.
Welcome back here to Huntsville, Texas. Dylan Simmons on the call, and welcome to the top half of the third inning between the Blue Raiders and the Bearcats. So far, it's been all Sam Houston today, mostly thanks to a massive two-run home run from Nathan Fink in the bottom half of the first inning. But MTSU looking for an answer. And they may have one with Brett Von Dolen, the number 8 man in the order. He'll be followed by Clay Badalak and Owen Nowak. 8-9-1 due up in the order against Tyler Ryden and Sam Houston. This pitch is outside. Count goes to 1-0. Von Dolen yesterday for MTSU ended up going 1 for 4 with 1 hit and 2 RBIs. Those 2 RBIs coming off a big-time RBI double in the top of the ninth that eventually led to the Sam Houston lead getting cut in half. What was a 6-0 lead became a 6-3 lead. Count 2-0 here. This is zipped wide by Ryden. Tried another outside fastball and couldn't get it to work. So the count moves to 3-0. There's a good chance for Von Dolen to get on base with a walk in this situation. 3-0 pitch from Ryden. And that's ball 4. Too low and too far to the outside. Base on balls for Brett Von Dolen to lead off the top half of the third inning. And MTSU has a runner aboard for the first time since the first inning. We'll see what that does to spark the Blue Raiders' offensive hopes. One guy who had a sneaky good, and I think you may have heard that expression used once this weekend, sneaky good day yesterday was Clay Badalak. Ended up going with a 2 for 4 day. Showed bunt here. Got a single early in the game and added another one, but then as he was trying to take second, got thrown out from right field off the hand of Sean Bazemore. But he's shown a lot of success this weekend against the Bearcats so far. Got a 1-0 count here on his first at-bat of the day, and he will send a fly ball out to left field. Orth is there and makes the catch for out number 1. And all of the fly balls today for MTSU have now been to left field the first time through the order. Saw a fly ball from Nowak, from Minnick, and now from Clay Badalak. But again, Clay continues to make pretty good contact with the baseball. Von Dolen has to stay at first base, and now Owen Nowak comes to the plate with 1 away here in this top half of the third against Tyler Ryden. MTSU with 1 hit so far, a single from Cooper Clapp back in the top of the first. Ryden fires in a breaking ball, places it a little high, count goes to 1-0. Owen Nowak, again, flew a ball out to left his first time up through the order. 1-0 pitch here, and this pitch too high on the breaking ball again from Tyler Ryden. favors that outside corner, especially against lefty batters, it seems, and has had success sometimes, not so much others. Nowak entered the weekend 5th in CUSA in runs. He's very dangerous, not just in the box, but once you get him on the base path. And this pitch is outside as well from Tyler Ryden. So for the second time in this inning already, we've got the count at 3-0. Von Dolan was able to capitalize and get to first, and maybe Owen Nowak can do the same right here. Maybe he's got something more planned. 3-0 pitch. There's a strike from Ryden to break the streak. Went back to the fastball and did so well to make the count 3-1. 3-1 pitch coming up for Owen Nowak. Runner goes, and here's a drive towards right that's fouled off of the wall that protects the MTSU bullpen, so the count runs full at 3-2. If that ball had been placed a little bit further to the left, it probably would have hooked down in front of the right field corner, and then it could have been a really big-time shot for MTSU. Instead, a payoff pitch with one out coming up for Owen Nowak. And that will be ball number 4, as it was missed again by Tyler Ryden. So now 2 runners aboard for MTSU. Von Dolan will advance to second. He had already taken off anyway, but he's for sure going to be at second base now with Nowak at first, and still just 1 out for MTSU. So the tying run is aboard for the Blue Raiders, and it's at first base with what would be the leading run at the plate in Cooper Clapp, who's got the lone hit for MTSU so far against Tyler Ryden, who's having some trouble finding the zone. Ryden, again, too far to the outside on an off-speed pitch. Counts 1-0. And the one commonality we've seen in the last several batters is that most of them have been lefties. And I wonder if that's giving Tyler Ryden a little bit of trouble here. There's a strike. Count goes to 1-1. Of course, Von Dolan was not a lefty batter, so you got to take it with a bit of a grain of salt, but it is interesting because we've seen now Badalak and Nowak. Last 2 batters have been lefties, and Clapp is a lefty as well. And there's that same pitch towards the outside. This time, though, it's a fastball, and it misses the zone again. Counts at 2-1, and this is just fine for MTSU. They will take this all day. Whatever they've got to do to get runners on base and threaten the Bearcats' lead, they'll do it. And again, too far to the outside. Counts at 3-1. Tyler Ryden only 30 pitches in to his performance today, but already having some trouble, it seems, with consistency on the mound. Now, how does Cooper Clapp exploit that? 3-1. He'll watch it go by for a strike, and the counts run full again, 3-2. We saw Nowak negotiate it well last time, but how does Clapp deal with it this time? And what pitch will Ryden try on this 3-2? We're going to find out. 3-2. This ball popped up by Clapp and fouled. Up and over the net. Keeps the count full. Real war of attrition right now between Clapp and Tyler Ryden and the rest of these MTSU base runners. Trying to tie this one up. 3-2, and it's outside for ball 4. The third walk here in the top of the 3rd inning for Tyler Ryden, and MTSU has loaded the bases without a hit here in this frame. Don't see that every day, but right now, the starting pitcher for the Bearcats is just having some trouble finding the zone, and as you might expect, there's going to be a meeting on the mound by Sam Houston to discuss what's going on with Tyler Ryden and try to get whatever troubles he has sorted out. Not going to see a pitching change this early on in the game. You can understand why. But if this continues for Ryden and for Sam Houston, then you can't afford to keep him on for too much longer, I'd imagine. So it's going to be interesting to see how Jay Sirianni, the head coach of Sam Houston, plays this. Ryden, not really known as a guy that issues a lot of walks. In 36 1/3 innings, he had 21 issued before today's game. Still higher than average, but not to the frequency that we've seen so far in this game. So, of course, we will see Ryden stay out there, but I'm sure it's a stressful situation for Jay Sirianni and Sam Houston right now. MTSU, for the second time this weekend, has the bases loaded in the top half of the third inning. Yesterday it was with 2 outs. Today it's with 1 out. And you've got Tyler Minnick at the plate. They didn't score yesterday. Will it be different today? Minnick certainly hopes so. We talked to him in the pregame. He's eager. He's ready. He's determined. And he watches this pitch by Tyler Ryden find the zone. Went to an off-speed pitch. It looked low, but it just clipped that bottom part to make the count 0-1. And how conservative does Minnick want to be at the plate right now? A lot to consider right here. Ryden hooks it to the outside on a fastball, and the count goes to 1-1. Tried to go back to the outside corner against the first righty batter he's seen since Brett Von Dolen. 1-1 right here. Bouncing ball fouled to the left of the third base bag by Minnick. And the count will go to 1-2. Tyler Minnick flew a ball out to left field his last time up. Yesterday for MTSU was able to get 1 hit in 4 at-bats and also reached base on a walk. 1-2 pitch. Minnick, good call there. Let it go by. It was low. And the count evens at 2-2. And it's so tough as a batter right here to avoid the desire to want to swing at it, but you just have to make that decision in milliseconds as to whether you're going to swing or not, and you got to be smart about it. The 2-2. Outside for ball 3. Just missed that far corner of the plate, and the count's going to run full one more time. A 3-2 coming up on Tyler Minnick, and if it's another walk, it'll score a run for MTSU. Biggest payoff pitch of the game thus far. Here's a ground ball to third. Chance to turn 2 here. There's 1 out at second. Throw to first in time for the double play. And the Bearcats are going to strand 3 runners on base for MTSU. And the Blue Raiders will come up empty again on a bases loaded situation. You got to hand it to Sam Houston. They took care of business in a very desperate situation. And they maintain a 2-0 lead. Back for the bottom of the third in 1 minute here on the Blue Raider Network from Van Wagner.
Bring your game day style courtside with a stop at Lightning's locker room on the concourse. From bold new drops to timeless campus classics, we've got everything you need to turn heads from class to tip-off. Whether you're rocking a hoodie in the student section or sporting a tee around town, your look says it loud. You're here for the wins, the energy, and the tradition. So step up your style and your spirit. Because at Lightning's locker room, the season never slows down, and every fan plays a part in the hype. Let's make every day feel like game day.
Hey folks, it's Chip Walters from Exit Realty Bob Lamb & Associates, helping Middle Tennessee make smart moves in a fast-moving market. Whether you're buying, selling, or just exploring your options, you deserve someone who knows this community and treats your goals like their own. From first-timers to long-time homeowners, I'm here to guide you with clarity, confidence, and a steady hand. When you're ready to make the next move, start with someone you trust. Visit choosechip.net and let's make your 2026 move the right move.
The Blue Raiders are on News Radio WGNS.
Welcome back here on the Blue Raider Network from Van Wagner as we've reached the bottom half of the third inning with your score, Sam Houston 2, Middle Tennessee nothing. Blue Raiders were able to force 3 straight walks against Tyler Ryden and had themselves set up to possibly tie the game up, but a Tyler Minnick ground out into a double play saw to it that did not take place, and MTSU's got to go back to the drawing board with Chandler Alderman on the mound and Jace Martinez at the plate for the first time in this game. 9-1-2 due up in the order for the Bearcats. Here's a ground ball to short. Badalak there. Throws on to first for a 6-3 and out number 1. So Martinez is quickly retired, and that's a frustrating thing if you're MTSU because you felt as though you were in position to maybe not only tie this game but take control of this game. And instead, with the bases loaded and 1 out, you ground out into that double play, and all of a sudden you're looking at an inning that really just got away from you. And it's tough to come back from that in certain situations, but you just got to put your head down and keep going. So we go back to the top of the order to Ryan Frandon, who already has a single in this game. Had a solo home run yesterday over the right field wall. Count is at 0-1 here. Alderman's pitch a little bit low, and the count goes to 1-1. Despite the great amount of walks, though, for MTSU, the hitting has not been there quite as much as they would like so far, as they only have one hit collectively as a team thus far in this game. And that's been an issue that they'll be hoping to address throughout this contest. Counts at 2-1 right now. And here's a fly ball fouled. Count will even at 2-2. And again, we've talked a lot this weekend already about Ryan Frandon, junior out of Katy, Texas, played at Seven Lakes High School. Number 1 on the team in RBIs, tied for second in home runs at 6. Check swing here, ruled as a ball, didn't go around, so the count runs to 3-2. Frandon took a red shirt in 2024 due to injury. Saw minimal action in 2023, but has really come into his own the last couple years in Huntsville. 3-2, and here is a drive into center. Nowak is there, makes the catch for out number 2. Pretty good start so far in this bottom of the third for the MTSU defense, and that's good after the disappointment that I'm sure the top of the third and how it ended was. Jarrett Curtis will come to the plate. Reached on a fielder's choice his last time up. Maybe the top batter on this Sam Houston roster in terms of several categories. Pitch here is high and outside. Count goes to 1-0. Sam Houston not really known as a high-volume scoring team coming into the weekend. Number 11 batting team in Conference USA with a .248 average. 11th in hits and 10th in runs scored. Here's a fly ball to left field that'll just be fouled to the left of what they call the Potato Shack foul pole here at Don Sanders Stadium. But that ball certainly had enough distance to be delivered for a home run. It just couldn't quite stay inside. Count goes to 1-1. Bearcats have gotten a lot better, though, offensively these last couple weeks. Here's a ground ball rocketed to Badalak. Throws on to first, and that's a 6-3 for out number 3. So MTSU 1-2-3's the Bearcats here in the bottom half of the third inning, and they will keep it at a 2-run Sam Houston lead. We'll be back for the top of the fourth in 1 minute right here on the Blue Raider Network from Van Wagner, live from the Lone Star State.
Nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity that could have changed your life. Maybe you're just graduating high school, or are working and need to earn a degree to advance your career. Or you aspire to be a leader, and a graduate degree can make that happen. Whether you're just starting out or retooling for the future, Middle Tennessee State University can help you get there. MTSU, the University of Opportunities.
Will Fraley, attorney at law, has experience you can count on. Former Blue Raider baseball player and MTSU alum Will Fraley serves Murfreesboro and the surrounding communities. Put a strong and experienced legal fighter on your case. Give Will Fraley a call and he can handle all of your legal matters, including criminal and domestic or family law. Visit willfraleylaw.com or call 615-410-7290.
Rutherford County's MTSU station, News Radio WGNS.
Welcome back to Huntsville, Texas. Dylan Simmons with you here on a hot April afternoon. It's a beautiful Saturday here in the Lone Star State. We've got a 2-0 Sam Houston Bearcats lead over your Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders, but still a lot of baseball yet to be played. And I'd have to imagine that MTSU, after the way that the top of the third ended, is going to be gunning for some measure of revenge against Tyler Ryden and this Sam Houston defense in just a moment. Brett Rogers will be the leadoff man in this frame. 4, 5, and 6 due up for Middle Tennessee here in the top half of the fourth. Rogers rounded out to second his last time up. And we'll be looking to follow up on what was a solid day yesterday for him with 2 hits and 1 RBI, along with a double against Sam Houston and Ryan Peterson. Let's see if he can get MTSU rolling here. Rogers checks swing against Ryden. Pitch was too low, and Rogers did not go all the way around, so the count goes to 1-0. Blue Raiders sitting right at 500, 21-21 overall, 8-11 in CUSA play. Still looking for that first CUSA Road Series victory, and this pitch catches the inside corner of the zone as the count goes to 1-1 off the fastball from Ryden. Sam Houston, meanwhile, does not have a CUSA home series win yet. Check swing, and that will be called for a strike. Rogers went around, and the count goes to 1-2. And sometimes it's easy as a batter to swing in those kinds of situations, but Rogers could not grab it. So the count at 1-2. The pitch from Ryden. Here's a chopper fouled towards the Blue Raider dugout, and the count will be at 1-2. Blue Raiders in their traditional blue shirts today, wearing the school colors proudly and trying to represent what Blue Raider baseball is all about here a long way from home. Count at 1-2. Rogers swing and a miss. And another strikeout for Tyler Ryden. So Brett Rogers will be retired on a strikeout swinging, and Ryden is able to get what'll be his third strikeout of the game. That will send Dean O'Neill to the plate with 1 out. Nobody on base here in this top of the fourth, and I think if you're MTSU, you're just hopeful that this isn't another 1-2-3 kind of inning where you just can't get anything going. This middle part of the order has struggled today so far against Sam Houston. O'Neill grounded out to short his last time up. He was the first batter in a 1-2-3 inning against Ryden. Nathan Brewer and Lane Akers both struck out in the second as well. Counts 1-0. O'Neill fouls this one, and it'll land somewhere towards the MTSU bullpen as the count will even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Dean O'Neill, he's been a great guy to talk to this weekend and has been a great leader and player for MTSU all year long. Top 5 in several Conference USA batting categories. Trying to get even higher than that. Counts 1-1. Oh, almost a hit by pitch. O'Neill had to lean back to avoid getting hit by that pitch. Count goes to 2-1. Almost caught him, it looked like, in the jaw or maybe the right shoulder, but he was able to duck away just in the nick of time, or that could have been a nasty shot. Count is at 2-1. Pitch on the way from Ryden is fouled off the end of the bat of O'Neill, and the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Blue Raiders looking for their first CUSA Road Series victory since they played Jacksonville State on the road a couple of years ago. It's been tough sledding since then, but they know they've got the talent to do it. They've just got to put it all together. And O'Neill, well, he almost got hit by a pitch a second ago, and he gets hit by a pitch here. He'll make his way over to first base, and the Blue Raiders, in unorthodox fashion, have a runner aboard. So O'Neill is at first with 1 out here in the top half of the fourth inning, and Nathan Brewer will come to the plate. So the tying run is at the plate for MTSU with what would be the first run of the game over there at first base. But here's the thing, MTSU has not been able to get a lot of timely hitting in this series so far and cash in whenever runners have been on base. Brewer's going to try to change that. A high fly ball deep to center field, and it is out of here. Nathan Brewer over that high center field wall has put the Blue Raiders in a tie game with the Bearcats. That is how you answer. And Nathan Brewer just provided the biggest answer of the weekend for MTSU. Our second 2-run home run of the weekend. And this is getting very interesting here in the Lone Star State. And we mentioned it yesterday, that wall in center field, extra high at 400 feet. Brewer had to clear it, and he absolutely did. And selfishly, I'm just glad that he went more towards the left side of that wall instead of the right side where the bus was at. That would not have been a fun bill to pay. But either way, it is a tie game at 2 apiece. The count is 0-1 as it is Lane Akers who will deliver a ground ball down the left field line, and he'll get to first on a beautiful single. Hardly had time to talk about what Akers just did because we were still kind of all soaking in what Brewer had on that 2-run home run. And that was a beautiful little single down the third base line. I think I said the left field line, but I meant to say the third base line, folks. And he was able to get to first base as a result of that. And I think that Sam Houston might have been better off seeing if that one was going to roll foul, but they decided to go ahead and go after it, and it cost him. Brett Von Dolan to the plate, a swing and a miss here. So still just 1 out, and now what would be the leading run for MTSU is aboard as the count goes to 0-1. Von Dolan has already reached on a walk so far today. Akers at first after the infield single. 0-1 pitch, and now make it a 1-1 count. And if you're Tyler Ryden, you got to be asking yourself, okay, where did this come from for MTSU? All of a sudden, they look like an entirely different team, and they've turned on the jets that they may not have had earlier. This pitch is wide, and the count goes to 3-1 now. Remember, Ryden, did struggle from walks earlier in this game. Has the count at 2-1 right here. And that one clips the far corner to make the count 2-2. Clay Badalak is waiting in the wings. And of course, if you're Von Dolan, the biggest thing you want to do in this situation is just try to set up Badalak and Akers in the best possible spot. We know Akers is speedy on the base path. Counts at 2-2. Von Dolan swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Tyler Ryden. That will be his 4th of the game. He gets Von Dolan swinging. That's 2 down here in the top half of the 4th inning, and Clay Badalak will come to the plate. Badalak flew a ball out to left field back in the 3rd inning. We'll see what he can do here. And you know, it's interesting, MTSU, they wanted to get off to a quick start in today's game. We heard Tyler Minnick talk about that in the pregame show. As Badalak swings and misses at that breaking ball, counts 0-1. However, they really didn't early in this game, and yet they're still tied at 2-2. So it just goes to show you that it only takes one big shot like that to completely change the complexion of this contest. Counts at 0-1. Badalak watches that one go by for a strike. Beautiful fastball from Tyler Ryden. And the count goes to 0-2 on Badalak. Ryden trying to get his bearings back about him on this 0-2 coming up. And that pitch is low. Count goes to 1-2. Tyler Ryden was picture perfect almost outside of the walks up until the 2-run home run by Nathan Brewer a few moments ago. Can he finish the top of the 4th strong? 1-2 pitch. Badalak, ground ball to short, and he will run to second, Will Alvord, for the final out of the inning. But still, MTSU puts a 2-run homer on the board. Nathan Brewer over that high center field wall, and we're all knotted up here in Texas. Back for the bottom of the 4th in 1 minute on the Blue Raider Network from Van Wagner.
When the arena lights dim for a concert, or when the crowd becomes one at a big game, you can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person that will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's the person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to get you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
Locally grown, Blue Raider proud. This is Jonathan Harmon with the J. Harmon Home Team. As an MTSU alumnus and lifelong Rutherford County resident, I bring the heart of a teacher, the grit of a Blue Raider, and over 15 years of real estate experience to every client. Honest to a fault, connected to the community, and driven to serve. I don't just help you buy or sell, I help you understand every step. The J. Harmon Home Team, where real estate meets real talk.
The Blue Raiders play here. News Radio WGNS.
Welcome back here to Huntsville, Texas. Dylan Simmons on the call. It's 3 o'clock. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification.
The flagship station for Middle Tennessee sports. WGNS. Murfreesboro, Smyrna. The Blue Raiders play here.
All tied up here at Don Sanders Stadium. The Sam Houston Bearcats and Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders in a dogfight going into the bottom half of the fourth inning. And it was Nathan Brewer with a massive 2-run home run over the big batter's eye in center field to make this a tie game in Huntsville. And right now, MTSU's got an opportunity to keep this thing tied and maybe take the lead in the top of the fifth if Chandler Alderman can handle what's going to be coming to him against the Bearcats. Cade Corcoran is at the plate and watches this pitch go by for a strike, counts at 0-1. Corcoran, Nathan Fink, and Sean Basmore, 3, 4, 5, due up in the order. And there's strike two. Another great fastball from Chandler Alderman. Count goes to 0-2 as he went on the 87-mile-per-hour fastball right there. Home plate umpire, I think he may have just called out a fan there who was saying something, and I'm not sure what that was about, but he didn't appreciate the comment that someone had made. Counts at 0-2. And that pitch misses just barely as the count goes to 1-2. And yeah, I think it was the fans, or a fan at least, that he was upset with because the fans kind of chirped back after the fact. Hopefully everything stays nice and civil there. Swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout for Chandler Alderman to silence things just a little bit more. He gets Cade Corcoran swinging. That's one down here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. And that is the first strikeout of the game for Chandler Alderman. But it's a big one here in this bottom of the fourth, and it brings on Nathan Fink. He was the man who got the 2-run home run for the Bearcats earlier on in this contest, back in the first inning. And that pitch will be in for a strike. Count goes to 0-1. Alderman trying to get 2 straight strikeouts on Sam Houston. This ball is hit the opposite way and fouled. Count will go to 0-2 off the foul ball from Fink. Nathan Fink, man, we've already talked about a lot in this game and this weekend. Played also at Florida Southwestern College last year, helped them to a Citrus Conference title and a trip to the NJCAA World Series. And that's a wild pitch from Alderman that just got away from him on a fastball. Count goes to 1-2. Up over the head of Tyler Minnick. But all of a sudden, after the home run, the complexion of this game has entirely changed because you've got every reason to believe, if you're MTSU, that you can hold this Bearcat team at bay because that's what you've done the last couple innings, and now your bats are warming up. And as this is fouled off by Fink, if I had to guess, if you wanted to take Tyler Ryden versus Alderman, if you're MTSU, I think that you're confident in trusting Alderman's abilities and what he's done historically in the past. Outside of the Fink 2-run home run, he's been pretty solid today, giving up just 4 hits to Sam Houston so far. Counts at 1-2. Breaking ball by Alderman, a little bit outside. Count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. And, of course, another question that will eventually be asked is how long can Alderman go in this game? He's at 41 pitches right now. Will he be able to make it to the 6th, 7th, or who knows, maybe even 8th inning? We'll find out. Here's a ground ball, left side to short. Badalak there, throws on to first, and that is a 6-3 for out number 2. So there will be no second home run of the game for Nathan Fink. 2 down here in this bottom half of the 4th inning. That'll send on Sean Bazemore, who grounded out to short his last time up. While we've got a moment, we want to thank Atmos Energy, delighted to sponsor the Blue Raiders and fuel homes and businesses in Middle Tennessee with affordable, efficient, and reliable natural gas. For today and generations to come, natural gas is the smart choice for fueling our energy future. Bazemore at the plate against Alderman. And Alderman goes back to the fastball and delivers it well. Count goes to 0-1. And it seems as though after those early struggles, he has really settled in against this Sam Houston lineup and is showing you some of his best stuff. 0-1 pitch, little outside. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Just seems as though the confidence has been ticking up for Alderman as this game is pushed further and further along. That's a scary thought if you're a Sam Houston fan with how good this guy can be. Check swing, called for a strike. Count goes to 1-2 on Bazemore. Sean Bazemore out of Crosby, Texas, played at Angelina College before coming to Sam Houston. Had a season-high 3 hits against Missouri State back on April 3rd earlier this year. 1-2. And that pitch by Alderman just misses the zone. Went with an 89-mile-per-hour fastball, and the count evens at 2-2. Can Alderman finish the job in this bottom of the 4th and keep this thing tied? Not yet. Little outside on another fastball. Really trying to work that outside corner against Bazemore. Has not succeeded yet. So we've got a big payoff pitch, 3-2 with 2 away, here in this bottom half of the 4th inning between the Blue Raiders and the Bearcats. Alderman's payoff pitch. Outside for ball 4. Bazemore will advance to first base with a base on balls with 2 outs. And the Bearcats have their first base runner in some time. Last time they had one was actually Hunter Alvord, who got a single way back in the 2nd. Otherwise, it's been pretty quiet for Sam Houston since. Really, it's just been the 1st inning that they've done any significant damage against MTSU. Otherwise, you could say that MTSU has, in a way, dominated this game. However, this is a sport of swings of momentum, and you never know who's going to have said momentum at any given point. Hunter Alvord at the plate, the shortstop. Last time he was up, got a single for Sam Houston that we were just talking about back in the bottom half of the 2nd. Pitch by Alderman. Little outside again on another fastball. He's been really reliant on that fastball so far in the bottom half of the 4th inning. And with every pitch he delivers here, that pitch count continues to wind up against the Sam Houston lineup, now above 50 for the game. Still trying to see how far he can go in this one. Counts at 1-0. And that pitch is upstairs for ball number 2. And Jerry Myers is going to make his way out of the Blue Raider dugout to talk to Chandler Alderman. There is no action in the MTSU bullpen, and I would severely doubt we'd see any sort of pitching change anyway. With how deep Alderman can go and this game being tied, I think this is just a let's calm things down for a second. You just issued a walk, and you now have us at a 2-0 count, so let's just get our bearings back and make sure that we're playing how we need to play against the Sam Houston squad, because you don't want to open up the door for the Bearcats to have an opportunity, because at least for this weekend, whenever they've had big-time chances, they've made the most of them, and that's really been the difference in this series. It's what allowed them to get that 6-3 win yesterday, and it's also part of the reason why they're in this game right now. MTSU, if things had gone a bit differently in a couple of innings, could be up by a score of 4 or 5 to nothing right now. But instead, a 2-2 contest. Count 2-0 for Alvord as Alderman takes a peek back at first, trying to see if he can get Bazemore out. Bazemore not flinching over there on the attempted pickoff. Alderman taking his time with Hunter Alvord. Another 2-0 pitch. And that's called for a strike. Good adjustment on the fastball by Alderman. Bazemore's kind of playing games over there at first. Pretty big leadoff, so I can see why Alderman is trying to see what he can do against him. Remember, they've already picked off one runner already in this game, Jarrett Curtis. Count at 2-1. And this pitch is too low by Chandler Alderman. Count goes to 3-1. And Hunter Alvord very patient at the plate, trying to coax Alderman into issuing his second walk in this bottom of the fourth and putting the Bearcats right back in contention to retake the lead. 3-1 pitch. And here's a high fly ball blasted to left, but it's going to be fouled, I believe, to the left of that left field foul pole, and it is a foul ball. Boy, it was close, though. I thought it was going to be pretty clearly foul, but then it kind of curved back in almost, it looked like, and it went almost directly over the foul pole, very high in the sky. But thank goodness it was a foul ball, and the count goes to 3-2. I think some of the Sam Houston fans were ready to celebrate, but not to be. Payoff pitch coming up. It actually went all the way, it looks like, towards the Sam Houston softball field. And they already got the ball dug out from that area. So I don't know who was back there, but kudos to them. All right, big payoff pitch coming up for Hunter Alvord and Sam Houston right here. Alderman trying to put an end to this fourth inning with the game still tied. Payoff pitch on the way at 3-2. And it is upstairs and outside. It's ball 4. And the second straight walk of the inning has been issued by Chandler Alderman. Bazemore will be at second with Alvord at first. 2 runners aboard for the Bearcats. Wes Baker will come to the plate. The catcher grounded out his last time up on a 4.63. Runners at first and second for the Bearcats. Bazemore at second, Alvord at first. Baker watches this pitch by Alderman. Again, missed the zone. Count goes to 1-0, and it looks as though there will be a pitcher sent into the MTSU bullpen to warm up. Looks like John Michael Pickens. We'll see perhaps if he will come into this game at any point soon. And it also looks like Bryant Baranek is also going to be in there. So a couple of guys waiting in the wings, it would appear, for MTSU. We'll see what comes of that. Hopefully Alderman's able to finish off this inning rather quickly, though. Counts at 2-0. And here's a fly ball deep to left field, and it is out of here. 3-run home run, Wes Baker cooking up a massive shot here in the bottom half of the fourth inning to give the Bearcats the lead right back. The biggest home run of the weekend belongs to Baker, and just like that, Sam Houston, what we say, they capitalize on opportunities. It's what they're all about, and they've done it once again as Baker delivers the massive 3-run shot. Kirby Orth will come to the plate, and another gut punch for MTSU after the big home run from Nathan Brewer a few moments ago. And Alderman has been great all weekend long, or all day long, I should say, outside of those home runs he's given up to Fink and now Baker. And they've been 2 costly ones. This one, a 3-run home run that completely changes this game. All of the runs in this contest have been scored on homers on both sides. Brewer's 2-run home run, Fink's 2-run home run, and now Baker's 3-run homer. There is a strike for Alderman. Count goes to 1-2. A 402-footer for Wes Baker. That's his 5th of the season, by the way. 1-2 pitch. Alderman places it low, and the count runs to 2-2. Alderman now at 60-plus pitches in this contest, and I'm curious how the rest of this game will go, but we won't have to worry about that right now as it's a strikeout for Alderman. He's able to get Kirby Orth swinging. However, the damage has still been done by the Bearcats. A 3-run home run from Wes Baker in this bottom half of the 4th inning gives Sam Houston a 5-2 lead. Approaching the middle part of this game in Texas, back for the top of the 5th in 1 minute on the Blue Raider Network from Van Wagner.
Las Casas Drugs is a proud sponsor of Blue Raider Athletics, located at 4702 Las Casas Pike, just minutes from Murfreesboro. Las Casas Drugs strives to provide all of your pharmaceutical needs in that hometown atmosphere you deserve. Family-owned and operated, Las Casas Drugs offers free delivery, immunizations, drive-through window, gift shop, merchandise, and medication management programs. Come by and see how we can make a difference. And go Blue Raiders!
Bring your game day style courtside with a stop at Lightning's locker room on the concourse. From bold new drops to timeless campus classics, we've got everything you need to turn heads from class to tip-off. Whether you're rocking a hoodie in the student section or sporting a tee around town, your look says it loud. You're here for the wins, the energy, and the tradition. So step up your style and your spirit, because at Lightning's locker room, the season never slows down, and every fan plays a part in the hype. Let's make every day feel like game day.
WGNS, the flagship station for Blue Raider sports.
Blue Raider baseball live today from Huntsville, Texas. Dylan Simmons on the call at Don Sanders Stadium. And this Bearcat home crowd has been re-energized after that 3-run home run we saw a few moments ago from Wes Baker. Sam Houston on top 5-2 in Game 2 of this weekend series. Blue Raiders searching for an answer. They'll see if they can find one as Owen Nowak will come to the plate in this top half of the 5th inning. Reached on a walk his last time up. He's also flown a ball out to left field. And still facing off with Tyler Wrighton on the mound as he fires in a strike. Count goes to 0-1. Wrighton gave up the 2-run homer to Nathan Brewer in the top half of the 4th inning not too long ago. Check swing by Nowak, called for a strike. Count goes to 0-2 as he went around. Blue Raiders, just when they had tied the game back up, Sam Houston had an answer waiting for them. And it's been that kind of weekend so far. Here is a chopper right side, picked up by Martinez, has to throw in a hurry, and he can't get the ball to first base. It bounces off the Blue Raider dugout. Nowak racing to second, and then the ball gets away again into left field. Nowak will stay at second base, so a wacky kind of play allows Nowak to get to second base on the first at-bat of this top half of the 5th inning. And that was a very bizarre play. Martinez had to rush the throw as he was trying to get it to first base, and he completely missed Cade Corcoran, the first baseman. Nowak recognized that. Then the ball ricocheted off the first base dugout, and the Blue Raiders watched as Nowak then raced to second. The ball almost got away again, allowed Nowak to get all the way to that second base spot. So now Cooper Clapp will come on, and he's going to drive a ball deep into right field, and it's going to bounce off of the wall. Coming around is Nowak to third. He's being waved around to score, and he'll do so. And it is a 5-3 game as MTSU gets a massive RBI double from Cooper Clapp. And it is a different kind of complexion once again here in Huntsville as these bats have begun to heat up on a hot Texas afternoon for both sides. Tyler Minnick will come to the plate, but this is a different kind of contest than we had seen in the early going for both sides. So Minnick, who grounded out into a double play his last time up, will come to the plate with Cooper Clapp at second base. all of a sudden in this 2-run contest, every hit means that much more. And maybe, just maybe, Tyler Minnick will be able to add a big-time double of his own. Time is called by, looks like, Minnick, with Clapp at second. As everybody gets reset, gives us all a moment to breathe. What an exciting start to this top of the 5th inning, and it's been an exciting last few frames for both sides. This is exactly what we were hoping to see from this series. High fly ball, deep to left field, and it is out of here. Game-tying 2-run blast from the pregame showman Tyler Minnick. We talked to him before the broadcast today. He was ultra confident about his abilities and the team's abilities, and he just showed you why. We are all knotted up here in Huntsville, Texas.
Now batting from Middle Tennessee, number 13, Brett Rogers.
What are we seeing here in the Lone Star State these past couple frames? First, it was a home run blast from Nathan Brewer. Then it was a home run shot from Sam Houston and Wes Baker. And now a 2-run homer from Tyler Minnick has tied this game up at 5 runs apiece. Brett Rogers to the plate, grounded out to second back in the 1st inning, struck out swinging in the 4th, and he's got some big shoes to fill after what we just saw Clapp and Minnick accomplish in their last 2 hits. Counts at 2-0. This ball popped up on the left side. It's Frandon underneath it, and the third baseman makes the catch for a much-needed Sam Houston out number 1. But all of a sudden, Middle Tennessee, who is down 3 runs, treated that like it was nothing, and they've tied this game up here at Don Sanders Stadium. What poise, what confidence that it's taken from this MTSU squad to look at that sort of deficit and say, hold on, we got this. O'Neal at the plate reached on a hit-by pitch his last time up against Tyler Ryden. And here's a fly ball hit the opposite way to right. It's going to be just fouled right into the MTSU bullpen. Count goes to 0-1, but all of a sudden, these MTSU batters are giving some of these baseballs a pretty deep ride, and you almost wonder when Sam Houston's going to consider making a pitching change on Ryden with the struggles he's having against these Blue Raider bats all of a sudden. 0-1 pitch, O'Neal. Oh boy, almost another hit-by pitch, which he's been far too common with so far today. Count goes to 1-1. Dean O'Neal, one of the top batters on this Blue Raider squad. Blast the ball high and deep. Left center field. How about back-to-back for MTSU? O'Neal with a solo home run shot, and it is a 6-5 MTSU lead. The 3rd home run of the game for the Blue Raiders, and all the momentum is on the side of MTSU here on this Saturday afternoon. Dean O'Neal with the solo home run shot, and here comes Jay Sirianni out of the Sam Houston dugout to talk to his pitcher, Tyler Ryden, and get everything squared away. We'll see if they want to go with a pitching change here, and they will. So Tyler Ryden's day will come to an end, and Middle Tennessee on top 6-5 over the Sam Houston Bearcats. Ryden got off to a good start, but unfortunately just couldn't keep the pace going against the MTSU bats, who have come alive in this middle part of the game. We'll find out who the new pitcher is in just a moment here on the Blue Raider Network from Van Wagner. MTSU on fire, back in 1.
The Blue Raiders are winners in the classroom, on the field, and the courts. Richard Lewis here. I want you to win in real estate also. Buying, selling, auction here in Tennessee, or along the Gulf Coast, a second home, or investing. Give me a call to help start that winning process. 615-319-9981. Oh, I'm never too busy for your referrals. Richard Lewis, Exit Realty, Bob Lamb & Associates.
At State Farm, when home and auto work as a team, you score and save money. I'm State Farm agent Andy Wama. Give me a call at 615-890-0850 and let's work together to win big by saving money on home and auto. With the service you get from State Farm, you might think our car insurance costs more. I'm State Farm agent Andy Wama. Give me a call at 615-890-0850 and let me show you with discounts up to 40%. You may find it even costs less.
You're listening to MTSU Sports on WGNS.
Welcome back here to Huntsville, Texas. Dylan Simmons on the call, and your Blue Raiders on top of the Sam Houston Bearcats by a score of 6-5 after a solo home run shot by Dean O'Neill just a few moments ago. Part of a multi-home run inning. We saw a 2-run homer from Tyler Minnick as well. An RBI double from Cooper Clapp. There's a new man on the mound for the Bearcats. It's Connor Mundy, number 47, 6'2", 190 pounds, a sophomore out of League City, Texas. Played at Clear Springs High School, has 14 1/3 innings pitched on the year with a 5.65 ERA. Facing off here with Nathan Brewer, who got the last home run for MTSU, or the first home run, I should say, for MTSU. Got my stuff switched up there. Count goes to 1-0. And, of course, Brewer would love to add more to his and MTSU's catalog in this contest. As that pitch misses, count goes to 2-0. But after giving up a 3-run home run in the bottom half of the fourth, this MTSU squad has come alive, and all of a sudden they've got what they need to maybe start to stretch away a little bit from the Bearcats. Still just one out as the count goes to 2-1, and Mundy is going to have a lot to deal with these MTSU batters after what we've seen. This ball popped up by Brewer and fouled up over the netting. Count goes to 2-2. So yesterday at times felt like a little more of a pitching duel. This turning into a bit more of a high-scoring affair. Already 11 combined runs in the first not even 4.5 innings so far. It is entertaining if you're a fan of big plays, to say the least. Counts at 2-2. And here is a ball popped up and fouled to the right of the MTSU dugout. Keeps the count at 2-2 strikes. Blue Raiders, if they were to win today, they would pick up their first CUSA road victory of the season. Haven't won a road game yet against a CUSA opponent, but they could change that this afternoon. 2-2, Brewer, line shot fouled, again above the MTSU bullpen. Keeps the count even at 2-2 strikes. Tyler Ryden, by the way, his day will come to an end after 4 1/3 innings pitched and 4 strikeouts. Gave up a total of 6 home runs and 3 home runs to MTSU. 2-2.